Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel of Football Therapy with me, your host Jan, and as always, I do hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that. Ben Jacobs has reiterated or reaffirmed Chelsea's strong interest in Ipswich striker Liam Delap, who's interested, unsurprisingly, in coming to Chelsea. I mean, he's the Ipswich striker. Of course, you're going to be interested in coming to Chelsea, but for how long? Man United are also interested in him. Manchester City have a buyback clause, but they reckon it's unlikely to be used as Ben Jacobs. I want to get into it. We're going to look at his stats a little bit, pull up some stats from The Athletic that will blow your fragile little mind as it did mine. And then we're going to have a bit of fun. We're going to screen share and look at 4 striker stats, a few that we've already looked at, but we will remind ourselves, refresh our memories. Liam Delap, but Benjamin Sesco, who's been considered by Chelsea strongly, Victor Osimhen, who we nearly got over the line on deadline day, and yeah, Victor Gyökeres as well, who we've sort of loosely been linked with every now and again. Is he going to be reunited with Ruben Amorim at Man United? Is he got the ambition to be like, nah, bun that? You know, Chelsea are better than them. Look, I know we're trending badly, and if we continue this form, we will not finish in the top 5. But we are 4th in the Premier League, above the likes of Man City, Newcastle, and etc. And of course, Tottenham and Man United, but they're having their own crisis seasons. And I wouldn't say Chelsea are having a crisis season at all, but yes, definitely need a striker, guys. We need a striker so much. Oh, how we need a striker. It's like profound, it's biblical. Not just because Jackson stopped scoring. We know when we don't play with Jackson, a striker, how bad we look. And in his absence, we've got Nkunku, who just doesn't look like he wants to be at Chelsea, yeah? So, we got a problem. And it's personified by this. This is a graphic from The Athletic, a Liam Twomey article. So Cole Palmer, right? We've talked about this stat. He's created 32 chances for his teammates, excuse me, without an assist. So this is early December. This started 32 chances without a single assist, which of course translates to poor finishing by his Chelsea teammates. Not good, yeah. But this is the wild part. This is, yes, we need a striker, but my word, unsurprisingly, the most for Nico Jackson. 7 chances for Jackson, hasn't scored. How is Tosin Adarabioyo in there with 1 less? Like, now this isn't, and then you got Fernandez 4, fine, Madueke and Joao Felix, Colwell, but like, that's not a slight. I swear Tosin's not even always been playing since. I know he's come back into the team, but I swear he's not like always like first name on the team sheet like a Palmer or Caicedo or whatever. How is he second and 1 less than Jackson? This centre back, it's obviously all set pieces. Now, this isn't a criticism on Cole Palmer in any way because he finds whoever the heck he can find. This is a semi-criticism on Chelsea's squad composition, or say a 50%, on Chelsea's squad composition, and 50% of what the ruddy heck is, Joao Felix is sort of fine for this. But, why is Madueke not getting more goal-scoring opportunities or finishing at least one of those 4? Who else do you have? This is poor, bro. How is it Champong the same as Sancho? He's played loads. Okay, so maybe, it's tough, isn't it? Because maybe that suggests, well, Sancho's only been in an opportunity to receive 1 chance from Palmer and he hasn't converted it. And that's obviously 7 times less bad than Jackson with 7. But one thing's for sure, guys. You can look at this and be like, that ain't right, We need this. It should be a striker, maybe both wingers, yeah, and then maybe Fernandez, and then who knows, then maybe a centre-back on set pieces, then you get your Tosin in there or whoever. But that is poor. And it obviously highlights how, look, I don't expect Jackson, even if Jackson, out of those 7 chances, if he scores 2 goals, yeah, 2 goals. Firstly, that might have got us an extra 4 points. I'm pulling that number out of my anus, but you might put like a win and a draw somewhere, a loss turned into a draw and a draw turning into a win. Those 2 goals, if they were separated in 2 different games. So if he had just scored 2 goals out of those 7 chances, that would have been massive. Now look, always the disclaimer, this is not a Jackson hit piece. I like Jackson. In fact, you can see how much worse Chelsea look without Jackson, but he's still got to really score the goals, especially while no one friggin' else is. Quick reminder, like and subscribe. That's what YouTubers do. They do it in the middle of videos. I always do it at the beginning. No one reacts. They're like, yeah, this is just part of the intro. But I've hit you at 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Huh? Like and subscribe. All right, so yes, we need a strike. We need finishers and we need finishers generally all over the gaff, not just in the centre forward position. We need finishers, people who can finish chances. It's there on the paper. We've seen it, or digital screens. So, a striker. We're massively, look, again, I'll say broken record, Jan. Of course, Nkunku's not a striker. Gyu's like a very young man from another country. Even Jackson isn't. Jackson's a recently converted centre forward. All his life he's played as a winger. This is Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea Football Club has historically had, like, at times 3, maybe 4 centre forwards. Certainly 3. High profile ones at times. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to get into it. Ben Jacobs, spoken on a Give Me Sport stream. He goes into detail about the Chelsea scenario with striker. He says Chelsea are front runners to sign Liam Delap. Now we're going to get into it. I'll get to the sort of existential, philosophical question: are we okay with Liam Delap? We'll get into that. Don't worry. Chill. He says Chelsea are front runners. He will leave at the end of the season, Ipswich Town that is. Even if they stay up, so whatever happens, relegation stay up, he will leave. He's intrigued by the Chelsea Football Club project. Here we go, the project. That is such a briefing, isn't it? Like, it's so... Like, before, like, reacting, you have to trust some reports. But when you hear this magical project, they came for the project. Even when players themselves say it, I'm almost feeling they're told to say it. They get paid by these people, say you were intrigued by the project. The project. I mean, maybe that's true, but, like, Jesus, I'm so bored of hearing about this effing project. I know even Esteval said, look, there's loads of young, good players there. So maybe there is an excitement, but it just feels so, I don't know, like, insincere a little bit now. That word is just making me feel sick. So he's intrigued by the Chelsea project, and there's a, quote, strong chance he becomes Chelsea's new number 9, yeah? Man United are interested. And, of course, City have a buyback clause. He is a cheaper alternative to the likes of Sesco, Isak, and Gyökeres. I haven't actually pulled up the stats for Isak. I mean, we could do that as well, actually. That would be a bit of fun. Let me just pause the recording and do that. Alrighty, good to go. So we're going to get into it. We'll start off with Liam Delap. We're going to look at all these strikers' stats, and then we're going to bring it home with would we be satisfied with Liam Delap. So, of course, I'm using X-Value, the platform that I pay for, so it's the UI is quite good, but it gives me an opportunity to show you guys some good stats and presented well. This is Liam Delap. He's represented here on as an all-round finisher. Player functions. He's a bit of a mixed bag. All-round finisher, mobile finisher, a little bit of a target man. I think he should be a bit more. I wonder if he's not registered here. Is that because they play often quite a lot of transitional football? His key metrics per cluster: passes into the final third, touches in the opposition box, open play shots. As you can see in his heat map above my head here, he sort of plays slightly on the left, which kind of would suit Chelsea actually, because Palmer would sort of play around here, and he would also drop. So in terms of the space he naturally occupies, he'd probably slot in. I think he must have played with Cole Palmer, right? Because they're similar age and they both played under Enzo Maresca. So you'd think, like, you know, the case is he did really well under Maresca. He's played with Chelsea players. I think probably, I mean, I'm guessing with the likes of Lavia, but Cole Palmer and stuff, you know, you'd think. We're going to have to burn through a lot of these guys because we've got 5 strikers lined up here. I'm going to look at advanced stats here for additional reference. It takes a little bit to load, but I don't know why, because I have a lightning fast internet, so we're going to do this per 90. Context, of course, this geezer is playing for promoted Ipswich Town, who will get relegated. Almost certainly. So context there. He is in the 8th. He's in the 90s. So this is the strongest league in the world playing for Ipswich. He's still in the 92nd percentile for goals scored for a 21-year-old. Very strong. 89th for non-penalty. And of course, this is represented by the top 5 leagues in Europe. So very, very, very strong. He's incredibly good at shooting goals added per XG. I think basically he's very, very clinical. Chance creation isn't particularly high, but his expected offensive value added is very high because he is a good centre forward. He's a good striker. Yeah. Right, so let's look at some more expensive big boys, yeah? Starting with... Should we go up in price? Let's just have to range it in price here. So Benjamin, who's going to be cheaper? Benjamin Sesco or Victor Osimhen? I actually think Victor Gyökeres might be the cheapest. I genuinely do, because I think his release clause will be gone, and it will be like around £65 million. And I reckon Sesco might be 70-ish. So I'm going to go, I don't know. How much is Osimhen going to be? Because he'll be around... I think Sesco is going to be... I don't know. Okay, so we'll just start on Gyökeres. Now, I wanted to use understat, but Gyökeres, because he's not playing in a top 5 league like the others, the stats aren't available. We need to remember that. Gyökeres has never played in a top 5 league. He's played in the Championship, and then he's played for a relative powerhouse in the Portuguese league. But... we've seen him in the Champions League look good, and we've seen him, of course, on the international stage look good. The fact that also we're looking at 2 Swedish strikers here. If you're a Sweden international fan and you've got Gyökeres and Isak up front, that is effing cash money, isn't it? Like, it doesn't matter who's behind you if you got their man up top. You just play a 4-4-2, 2 banks of 4, feed those geezers. You're going to be all right. Mobile finisher, 99.6%. Look at his chart here. He is the boy... That is, it's not even Star Trek, because he's got like the assists and the carries, like this man. Again, Portuguese league, yada, yada, yada. But, and again, playing slightly off the left, that would suit Palmer if he goes, look at his polar chart. That is a full orange, or blue. Is there blue fruits? Plum? Non-penalty XG is the only thing that's not entirely full, but his expected goal, he's the best. He's the best. There's none better than him. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button here. I mean, he's top of the tree. Of a smart ranking panel, he's the best of his profile, unsurprisingly. His progression is excellent as well. I mean, his chance creation, his expected event, like Victor Gyökeres, yeah. Like, out of everyone, he is the guy. But because he's not played in the top 5 league, and you just don't know until you know. You just don't know, do you? How old is he? He's 26. So he doesn't suit the Chelsea fetus model. But neither does Osimhen or Isak. Well, Isak's still just 25. So Gyökeres would be very, very exciting. But I don't know. I think there would be just an inevitability of Victor Gyökeres scoring goals for your football club, whoever you may be. We are the famous CFC. So I do just think, do you know what I mean? I just do think it would be so hard to just not think this geezer's going to score goals for us. I know you can talk about, it's Portuguese league, and, you know, he's only played in the Championship, he did well, and when, yeah, but is he going to... But I just feel like I've seen enough, bro. Do you know what I mean? Would he come to Chelsea? Don't know. I reckon he'd want a big wages, big flat wages. I don't think we'll give it to him. I mean, you could argue the same about Isak. Maybe Sesco, depending on his options. I know Arsenal really want Sesco. But you'd have to just you'd get very, very excited. So let's talk about Sesco next. Ding! He is a young'un. He's 21 years old, so he does suit the Chelsea model. As you can see, his heat map, he goes all over the gaff here. Very strong shooting, good in aerial, so he's a conventional number 9, which, by the way, guys, is simply what we need. Let's have a look here. Stats per 90. Expected goals isn't that strong. It's not actually. It's weaker than Liam Delap's, I think. Weaker than Liam Delap's. Benjamin Sesco. I think he can hit the ball really hard. He looks like a number 9. Same age, I think, as Delap. Honestly, like off the bat now, I'll tell you now. I think maybe he's better dribbler than Liam Delap. he's playing for RB Leipzig, one of the new powerhouses in Germany, rather than Ipswich in the Premier League, the best and strongest league in the world. Genuinely, like, I know this isn't sexy and hipster and edgy and cool. Like, I'm choosing Liam Delap over Benjamin Sesco. Again, if we sign guys, I really, really need to hammer this home. If we sign either of them, I'm buzzing because we signed a proper number 9. And that's all I want. I think we're so understocked. So at the moment, I'm going. I'm going. Liam Delap's got to win because he's really, really probably not a sexy high vibe. And again, the hipsters will be like, definitely Sesco over Delap. Personally, my opinion, football's a game of opinions. I would prefer Liam Delap over Benjamin Sesco. You know, that's just my vibe. That's my feeling. So let's look at Osimhen and remind ourselves here. Osimhen, of course, look at that. Look at his heat map. He is not moving. He is on that penalty spot. He is, just give me the ball. Very, very, look at all these key metrics per cluster. He passes into the final third lot, probably. Again, this is all good because slightly left hand side here, which is good, which means Palmer, who's your other most important attacker, plays there. It would work. I like Osimhen. Of course, he's playing, again, not in the top 5 league. He's playing in Turkey. Very, very strong polar chart, as you can see there. I mean, he has over 1 XG per 90. His non-penalty XG is still in the top 1% of all, analysed. Yes, in terms of strikers, smart rankings, he is expected assist receives. Oh, this is a particular metric, but he's this Osimhen, he's 26, so he's not 25 or under, but his expected value added is massive. Again, it's a little bit like Gyökeres, like, oh, but he's not playing in the top 5 league. The difference with Victor Osimhen is that we've seen him win the Scudetto for Napoli, which is a top 5 league. I like Osimhen. He's a proper 9. I think he's more of the kind of 9 Chelsea need than Victor Gyökeres, personally, because I think he could just mix it in the box better with Premier League football. Obviously, Gyökeres, if he's running onto a through ball from Cole Palmer or something like that, like, he's just such a cold-hearted killer that he'll score goals, Victor Gyökeres. But in terms of, like, you need someone to mix it in the Premier League box, I think Victor Osimhen might be more appropriate. Personally, is what I think. But of course, the holy grail of all holy grails is Alexander Isak. Very, very strong. Again, look at his heat maps all over the gaff. His heat map, he can play, he's comfortable everywhere. I mean, like, let's look at his polar chart. It's going to be off the chain, isn't it? And this is in the Premier League. To have that kind of, like, balance and dominance in Premier League football, playing for a good team in Newcastle, but not the best team. He's in the top 2% for XG and non-penalty XG, doing it in the Prem for Newcastle. He's the one. He's 26 years old. For me, he's probably the guy. Like, so let's do a ranking here, okay? The dream signing that's probably unattainable due to financials is Alexander Isak. This is my opinion. Feel free to leave yours at the top. Isak, Osimhen, Gyökeres, Liam Delap, then Benjamin Sesco, which leads me to the Liam Delap situation. Now, look, we've enjoyed high-profile signings of late. Of course, Palmer wasn't a high-profile signing, Lavia or whatever, but we had the midfielders. They were certainly very high-profile signings. They were very expensive, World Cup winner Enzo Fernandez and all that kind of malarkey. But, like, if we sign Liam Delap and if we sign a new goalkeeper in the summer, I'll be very happy. I will be. If we sign a more Galactico striker, if we sign any of those strikers, I'll be happy. I've got to really nail my colours to the mast here, man. It's a proper number 9 that you can go, yeah, he works, yeah. The thing is with Sesco, because he's the same age as Delap, his numbers there on X value aren't as good, and he's playing in a weaker league. And playing for a good team in a week. I don't know. I'd still be excited because I'm like, right, he's a 9. He can push Jackson. They can raise each other's level. And if one stops scoring, you can bring in the other one. Great. We're already better. Do you know what I mean? And then maybe we sign an extra wide forward or whatever. We'll see what happens with that. But Yeah, I think my ranking remains the same there. And obviously the news, the briefings is, if Maresca stays, with by all accounts he will do, I think Maresca will go to the board and be like, I know how to work Liam Delap. Please, can you bring him for me? And the board would probably go, yeah, he's one of the less expensive options. You know, we could, like, you know, he'll be fucking, I nearly swore. He'll be ruddy 30 million cheaper than this other geezer we were going to buy. Chelsea fans who just want the big names might think no, and I kind of get that. I would love Alexander Isak over everyone, but it's kind of entitled at this point to be like, we will take him. And also the money would be insane. But let me know what you think. Comment down below. And as always, I'll thank you for supporting the content, for liking and subscribing. Football Therapy merch, Goat Gang merch, available in the store. There should be links below. If you want to support the thing, feel free. And I hope to see you back here, mate. Take care of yourselves. Peace.